Have you ever stopped to think about what makes you you? Is it your body, your thoughts, or something deeper? Today we're diving into one of the oldest questions in history. What's the real difference between the body, soul, and spirit? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about the body. This is the physical part of you, your bones, muscles, and everything you can touch. It's what lets you move, eat, and interact with the world. But is that all you are? Of course not. Next, there's the soul. This is the part of you that feels joy, sadness, love, and pain. It's your emotions, your personality, and what makes you unique. Think of it as the inner you that experiences life. Finally, there's the spirit. This is the deepest part of you, the part that connects to something greater. Some call it your higher self or your connection to the universe. It's what gives you purpose and meaning. Here's the thing. Your body, soul, and spirit aren't separate. They're connected. Your body experiences the world, your soul feels it, and your spirit gives it meaning. But are the soul and spirit the same thing? Okay, so we've talked about the body, soul, and spirit. But here's where it gets interesting. Are the soul and spirit the same thing? Or are they completely different? Let's explore. Think of your soul as your emotional core. It's what makes you, you. It's where your memories, desires, and personality live. But your spirit? That's something deeper. It's the part of you that seeks meaning, connection, and purpose. Your soul is like the software of your being. It's what makes you laugh at a joke, cry at a sad movie, or feel love for someone. It's personal and unique to you. Your spirit, on the other hand, is like the Wi-Fi connection to something greater. It's what drives you to ask big questions like, why am I here? Or what's my purpose? It's less about emotions and more about transcendence. Here's the kicker. Your soul and spirit work together, but they're not the same. Your soul feels the journey, while your spirit guides it. But why do some people think the body is separate from the soul and spirit? Now that we've explored the soul and spirit, let's tackle another big question. Why do some people think the body is separate from the soul and spirit? Is it just a physical shell, or is it more than that? Here's the thing. Your body is the only part of you that's visible. You can see it, touch it, and feel it. But your soul and spirit, they're invisible. That's why some people think of the body as just a vehicle for the soul and spirit. Some believe the body is temporary, while the soul and spirit are eternal. Think of it like a car. Your body is the car, and your soul and spirit are the driver. The car might break down, but the driver keeps going. But here's another perspective. Your body, soul, and spirit are deeply connected. Your body feels pain, your soul processes it, and your spirit helps you grow from it. They're not separate, they're parts of a whole. When your body, soul, and spirit are in harmony, you feel balanced and alive. But what happens when they're not? Here's a question that's puzzled humanity for centuries. Can the soul exist without the body? What about the spirit? Think about it. When you sleep, your body rests, but your mind dreams. Is that your soul at work? Some believe the soul can exist independently, even after the body is gone. But what about the spirit? Many spiritual traditions say the soul is eternal. It's the part of you that carries your essence, even after death. But the body? It's temporary, a vessel that eventually wears out. Now, the spirit is a bit different. It's often seen as a connection to something greater, like a universal energy. Some believe the spirit doesn't just exist without the body. It transcends it, becoming one with the universe. So can the soul and spirit exist without the body? Many say yes. But what does science have to say about all this? Science and spirituality don't always see eye to eye. But what does science actually say about the soul and spirit? Is there any proof? Let's find out. Science focuses on what can be measured and observed. The body? Easy. The soul and spirit? Not so much. But that doesn't mean scientists aren't curious. Some studies look at near-death experiences. People who've died and come back often describe seeing a bright light or feeling peace. Could this be evidence of the soul or spirit? Scientists aren't sure, but it's fascinating. Other research explores consciousness, the idea that your mind might exist beyond your brain. Could this be linked to the soul or spirit? It's still a mystery, but science is slowly inching closer to answers. While science searches for proof, religions and philosophies have their own take on the body, soul, and spirit. Across the world, Religions and philosophies have explored the body, soul, and spirit for thousands of years. But what do they actually say? Let's take a journey through time and beliefs. In Christianity, the soul is seen as eternal, created by God, while the body is temporary. The spirit is often linked to the Holy Spirit, a divine connection. In Hinduism and Buddhism, the soul, or Atman, is part of a universal energy. The body is a temporary vessel, and the spirit is about achieving enlightenment and breaking free from the cycle of rebirth. In Taoism, the body, soul, and spirit are seen as interconnected energies. Balance between them is key to harmony and health. Ancient Greek philosophers like Plato believed the soul was immortal, while the body was just a shell. Sound familiar? It seems many cultures agree on one thing: there's more to us than just the physical. From science to spirituality, the body, soul, and spirit remain a fascinating mystery. But how do they work together in everyday life? One of the biggest questions about the spirit is this: is it eternal? And what happens to it after we die? Let's explore this profound mystery. Many spiritual traditions believe the spirit is eternal. It's seen as a part of something greater, a universal energy that never dies. But what happens to it after the body is gone? In some beliefs, the spirit returns to its source, like a drop of water merging back into the ocean. Others say it moves on to another realm, like heaven or an afterlife. Some philosophies, like Buddhism, talk about reincarnation, where the spirit is reborn into a new body. The idea is that the spirit carries lessons from past lives into the next. Science can't prove what happens to the spirit after death, but near-death experiences offer intriguing clues. Many people report feelings of peace, light, and connection, almost like the spirit is transitioning to something new. If the spirit is eternal, can we make it stronger in this life? Your body gets stronger with exercise, but what about your spirit and soul? Can you strengthen them too? The answer is yes, and here's how. First, let's talk about the soul. Your soul thrives on connection and emotion. To strengthen it, focus on things that bring you joy, peace, and love. Spend time with loved ones, create art, or simply reflect on your feelings. Now, the spirit is a bit different. It's about connection to something greater. Practices like meditation, prayer, or mindfulness can help you tap into that deeper energy. Think of it as exercise for your spirit. Another way to strengthen both your soul and spirit is through gratitude. When you appreciate the good in your life, you align yourself with positive energy and purpose. But here's the thing: your body isn't just along for the ride. It plays a key role in connecting your soul and spirit. Your body isn't just a physical shell. It's the bridge between your soul and spirit. But how does it connect these two? Let's break it down. Think of your body as the middleman. It's what allows your soul to experience the world through touch, taste, sight, and sound. At the same time, it's the vessel that lets your spirit express itself in the physical world. Your body is like a tool. When you take care of it, through exercise, healthy eating, and rest, it becomes a stronger bridge for your soul and spirit to connect. A healthy body supports a balanced soul and a vibrant spirit. Practices like yoga or tai chi are perfect examples. They strengthen the body while also calming the soul and connecting you to your spirit. It's a win-win-win. When your body, soul, and spirit are in harmony, you feel balanced, energized, and at peace. But what happens when they're not? Emotions are a huge part of being human. But where do they come from? Are they tied to the soul, spirit, or body? Let's explore this fascinating connection. First, let's talk about the body. When you feel emotions, your body reacts. Your heart races when you're excited, or your stomach drops when you're scared. But is the body creating these emotions, or just responding to them? Many believe emotions come from the soul. Your soul is where your personality, memories, and feelings live. It's what makes you laugh at a joke or cry during a sad movie. In this view, the body is just the messenger, expressing what the soul feels. Now, what about the spirit? Some say the spirit influences emotions on a deeper level. For example, when you feel a sense of peace or connection to something greater, that's your spirit at work. Here's the truth: emotions are a team effort. Your body feels them, your soul processes them, and your spirit gives them meaning. But how do near-death experiences shed light on the soul and spirit? Near-death experiences are some of the most mysterious and fascinating events. But what can they tell us about the soul and spirit? People who've had near-death experiences often describe similar things: a bright light, a feeling of peace, or even seeing their life flash before their eyes. Could this be evidence of the soul and spirit? Some believe these experiences show the soul separating from the body. The feeling of peace? That's the soul letting go of physical pain and connecting to something greater. Others think the spirit plays a role too. The bright light and sense of connection might be the spirit preparing to transition to another realm or return to its source. While science can't fully explain near-death experiences, they offer a glimpse into the mysteries of the soul and spirit. But what's the biggest misconception about the body, soul, and spirit? After exploring the body, soul, and spirit, there's one big question left. What's the biggest misconception about them? Many people think the body, soul, and spirit are completely separate, like three different entities. But the truth is they're deeply connected. Your body isn't just a shell. It's the bridge between your soul and spirit. Another misconception is that the soul and spirit are the same thing. As we've seen, the soul is about emotions and identity, while the spirit is about connection and purpose. They work together, but they're not interchangeable. Finally, some think the body is less important than the soul and spirit. But the truth is, your body is essential. It's the tool that allows your soul to experience life and your spirit to express itself. The body, soul, and spirit aren't separate. They're parts of a whole. When they work together, you feel balanced, alive, and connected. Thanks for joining me on this journey of discovery. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into life's biggest mysteries.